Welcome back, Holotable Heroes. We are back on Monday mornings with Galactically Challenged with your bald-headed boy Scribble. That's me. I hope you have brought plenty of painkillers because you're about to get a headache. Let's get Galactically Challenged. I kid you not when I tell you that this particular Galactic Challenge is absolutely incredibly frustrating simply because of the teams and the modifiers and basically because of the Galactic Challenge itself. We are on Endor, we are facing against Lord Vader for some reason, and even though it shows that he's got his ultimate, he doesn't actually have his ultimate, and thank goodness, because if he did, it's just over. It's just completely over. So, modifiers, what have you got? You've got part of the tribe, and as I always say for this one, you can be too if you just hit that subscribe button down below. Thank you very much. Essentially, what happens with part of the tribe is each character gets to use a event special ability. The effect of that event special ability will differ depending on the class of the character. So, when your attackers use it, all allies are going to gain defense penetration up for 2 turns, and they'll all assist, dealing 50% less damage. If your healers or supports use this ability, all allies are going to gain protection over time 20% per 2 turns and 30% turn meter. Finally, if it is a tank that uses it, all allies are going to gain crit hit immunity and foresight for 2 turns, and tanks will taunt for 2 turns. The player modifier is Global Peace. That's right, it's the Gungan modifier here, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't have Jar Jar, and no red box for you, but also more importantly, incredibly frustrating Galactic Challenge for you. It's not good. It's not good. So, but the good side of it is, it means that if you don't have Jar Jar, you can just go in at like tier 8 to try and make your lives bearable. I don't want to say easy because it's not easy, it's just bearable. The enemy modifier is Imperial Edict. Essentially, if the enemy leader is an Empire, they're going to gain 30% max health and protection, just what you want for a Lord Vader team, and whenever the enemy leader uses a special ability, all of their allies are going to assist, dealing 10% more damage until the end of the encounter. This means every single time Lord Vader uses a special, if he's got allies, they assist, and they will all ramp up damage infinitely for the rest of the encounter, which means Lord Vader will just constantly ramp. It is painful. So looking at the feats then, we need to win with a full team of Gungan units. You can't do this if you don't have Jar Jar, of course. You need to complete the battle after attacking out of turn 20 or more times, and you need to win after scoring 3 critical hits in a row during ally turns. Now these feats are actually okay. The real struggle is just finishing the battle. Now I'm going to go in and show Gungans first of all because, you know, we have to show the red box. Gungans can get all the feats done in one battle. And here we go. As we know, Gungans have only got 5 units, so it's not exactly like you can do anything too crazy here. You have to take the same 5 units. All I would say is you want to try and make sure that you can always have that taunt on Phalanx, because Lord Vader is obviously going to be calling mass assists all the time, so make sure you try and save Boss Nass's first special to apply that taunt, and try and make sure that that taunt is just constantly up and available. You could try and just go on full auto for this, but honestly, I feel like it's difficult enough as it is that you'll want to try and do at least a little bit of manual targeting. Some of the key targets, in my opinion, are units like Grand Admiral Thrawn and Piet. You've got a lot of units that can ignore taunt, especially if, well, only if the shield generator is up and available, and you want to try and make sure at all costs that you just keep that shield generator alive. After you've gotten rid of a couple of units, it does become easier, but of course, Lord Vader is thicker than a barn door and will actually stay alive until the end of time. So we're going to speed up this because it does take a lot of time. So we're going in here 2 times speed. My kill order for this one was taking out Thrawn first and then trying to get round to Piet. I didn't want him having additional sources of ramping offense with that Emperor's Trap ability. Right now, I'm kind of a little bit stuck behind the Royal Guard. We're just trying to do as many debuffs as we possibly can and get some of the big hits rolling. There we go. Get rid of Piet first opportunity you can. Tarpals, as long as that shield generator is up, we can ignore that taunt. After that, it's just a case of systematically take everybody out and try to keep that taunt up on the phalanx. You do not want that taunt to drop. If it does, you're going to have a hard time. I like to try and save the event special ability for when we have got a turn with either Tarpals or Boomadeer. They are attackers, which means whenever they use it, we're all going to mass assist, and that is incredibly important. Maybe don't use that first special on Lord Vader. You don't actually want to mark him per se, especially if that Snowtrooper operative is still alive, because that Snowtrooper operative is actually a real pain in the bum. You do want to get rid of him as soon as possible. He does stealth and he heals up and he calls assist and dispels your buffs and stuff like that. He's a pain. He's a pain. If you get a chance, focus him down, get rid of him, but not necessarily before you've gotten rid of Thrawn and Piet, who I feel are more important targets. As you can see, they are incredibly tanky. The Snowtrooper operative scales, I believe, off Lord Vader's stats, so because Lord Vader has got a stupidly large health pool and protection pool, the Snowtrooper operative in turn also has ridiculous stats. Now you can see we are 4 minutes into this game, we've killed all the ads, but Lord Vader basically seems impossible to kill. It takes some time. Let's skip ahead. As you can see, we've got 6 minutes left on the clock, and we are just about trying to get rid of that Lord Vader. Trying to keep heal immunity on him and ability block is absolutely clutch, because he will just constantly heal up, right? I said, save those mass assists, save the event special ability for when you're using an attack. Now then, if you are looking to go in here without any Gungans and you just want to save yourself time and hassle, honestly, I would say drop down to tier 8 for the difficulty and jump in with the following team. We want to go in with 501st over here. Just do not take in your ARC Trooper and instead use the last slot to throw in Captain Rex. Captain Rex makes this a lot more reliable. You can do it with a full 501st team, not using snips, obviously. You want to throw in ARC Trooper there. I find this to be the most reliable way of getting this done if you don't have any Galactic Legends. And even if you do have Galactic Legends, a lot of them just get absolutely destroyed by this team anyway. Gas 501st with C-Rex at tier 8. So Captain Rex brings a unique angle in that he can AoE daze. First turn should be OG Rex though. We're going to use OG Rex to cleanse off all the debuffs, pass a bunch of turn meter to our team. Booyah, form up, there we go. AoE with Captain Rex. That's going to put daze out so they do not immediately destroy your entire team with all their mass assists. We want to try and get rid of Royal Guard as quickly as possible and then swap over to Thrawn. Now, I just want to note, right back here, just a second ago, on Rex's last turn, the turn just before this, we used the event special ability with Rex. That is going to pass 30% turn meter to the entire team, provided you don't have any debuffs. You can't have any dots on the team, otherwise Lord Vader will stop you from gaining turn meter. So if you have got that opportunity available, I found it to be the most dependable way of clearing through this particular team. Gives us the extra turn meter just so that we can get a couple of extra turns out in the game before we start to actually absolutely get shreked here. So focus on Royal Guard. Get rid of Royal Guard, and then we need to focus on Thrawn. Okay, so Royal Guard is nearly going to drop, and then target over to Thrawn. Boom, nearly got him there. Just want to try and focus him down as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, Thrawn did the old turn meter swap with Piet there to get them marked over on Lord Vader, kind of delaying our ability to get rid of Thrawn. However, as soon as we get that opportunity, let's just keep on every single turn with Captain Rex as well, you want to keep that daze up. As soon as the enemy starts mass assisting, it's basically game over. But here we go, we get to get rid of Thrawn here, nice big AoE, get the armor shred on Shore Trooper, and it looks like we're going to get rid of Shore Trooper pretty slickety-click. Come on. I think we do another, form up. Whenever we can, we'll use form up with OG Rex. It's going to cleanse off those debuffs. We're going to get some bonus turn meter, and I'm just focusing down getting rid of Piet when I can. And then I'm thinking, can I get rid of that Shore Trooper operative? Not quite yet. We do the Rex late, but of course, in a Lord Vader team, they take reduced damage from percentile health effects, so it's not really going to do much work, but it still does pretty decent damage overall. So let's just keep going here. Come on, basics, get rid of this Shore Trooper operative. I'm trying to get it down to just Lord Vader as quickly as possible here. Right, focus on Lord Vader, AoE, get the armor shred, and now we're looking real strong. Looking real strong here. So we want to try and save now the event special ability for when Gas has got his turns. He's an attacker, so he will call mass assists and he will attack again. It'll help with cooldown reduction. They didn't assist there because they were dazed. It was a bit of a mistake by me, but it's okay overall. We'll just keep on going over here. get rid of those buffs whenever we can. Lord Vader will stay alive for quite some time because he's got stupid levels of damage as well as health steal. So we nearly beat him here, and then boom, he's all the way back up to 50% health. Boom, he's all the way back up to 90% health, and you literally want to curl up into a ball and cry yourself to sleep. I can understand it. I feel you, brother. I've been there. But thankfully, we are still ramping up our own offense, and we're putting Armor Shreds out on him. And Armor Shred does a really good job of reducing Lord Vader's defenses. As it's a percentile effect, it just really does great work here. We're just going to keep on going. Lord Vader does give himself some defense pen up, I want to say, occasionally, and that's the way we're going to be ramping our offense. As long as we can keep on mass assisting, good damage there out of Captain Rex, and then the mass assist from Gas. And that's how it's done at tier 8. It can be done at tier 9, I've heard, but I didn't want to waste your time or my time. One final team for those of you that have got a little bit more welly in your account. You can go on tier 10. Again, this is not actually 100% reliable, but Bane can indeed beat tier 10 without any additional support. Let's go roll that footage. So Bane works by getting to ultimate very, very quickly and getting rid of the enemy team as soon as possible. Bane is giving us the ability to ignore taunts, so I think I linked Piet here and maybe Lord Vader. I think I decided Lord Vader because I thought, hey, that will get me my ult really quick. I don't think it's necessarily the best way, but essentially you want to get rid of characters like Piet and Thrawn very, very early and just try to get Bane to ramp up as much mastery. Now, you are not going to kill Lord Vader very easily here. Lord Vader has ridiculous stats and he's constantly ramping. The key part here is you need to keep shock on Lord Vader. Once he hits ultimate, has got an irresistible shock on his basic. Well, it's not irresistible, it is resistible, but it's a locked shock on his basic, and you need to land that as frequently as possible to make sure that Lord Vader does not heal up. So if you want to have more reliability, maybe think about remodding a little bit to add more potency. I didn't. I left my stats as my base modding for C, which is about 500 speed or so, and I don't know, 200k health, something like that at Relic 8. But yeah, essentially most of the ads are not too much of a problem. You can usually get round to an ult with C very, very quickly, thanks to Bane's setup, thanks to the way that he interacts with that amazing Rule of 2 unique. However, once it gets down to Lord Vader, that's where we need to get a little bit more careful here. So I'm just going to skip ahead once we've got rid of the ads and we'll go down to Lord Vader. So here we are, we've gotten rid of most of the ads, we've got the link up against Shelly the Shore Trooper and Lord Vader himself, and all we're doing right now, I'm playing this manual because if you don't play it manual it can go a little bit funky, is we want to make sure that those two are linked, we get round to the ultimate, we get rid of Shelly, and then it's a case of you must have that locked shock on Lord Vader at all times. If he ever gets out of it, he can fully heal straight away and you just won't kill him in time. So we need to make sure at all opportunities, see that resist there, not good, that we are always trying to apply shock or heal immunity. The event special ability, both of these guys are attackers, will call assists, so you can use that to try and get additional sources of shock on Lord Vader, and don't even worry about using C's ultimate. He's using basics. That's all he's doing. Basics to keep that locked shock. If Lord Vader gets loose, it is a nightmare. You need that shock constantly. Shock, 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 shock. And eventually you will kill him before he ramps up too much offense. I use the event special ability there with Bane just to call C into assist to keep that shock on. It gets a little bit hairy here. We nearly lose, but eventually Bane does manage to clear out. And that will give you all of the feats done, ladies and gentlemen. Obviously, you need Gungans for the top tier, but if you've got Gungans, it's a one and done jobby. Hopefully this video was useful to you, and I do very much apologize. It sucks today. Now, we are going to be doing a giveaway on today's GAC stream. Tonight's GAC stream, this is Monday 29th. Lots of things to give away. Vaults, hyperdrive bundles, lightspeed bundles, crystals, all sorts of business. Make sure you swing around to the live stream where we'll be giving that away. Comment down below with your ally codes if you want to join in. Sweet. I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.